This is the Self-Aware Leader Podcast. Now your host, Jason Rigby.
I'll do it tomorrow. No. I'm not going to worry about this today. I can handle it tomorrow. Are you feeling stuck? Are you feeling like you're in a procrastination rut? Oh, it's a place I know very, very well. So how do we move forward in our goals? How do we get rid of this pesky, nasty voice that I'll do it tomorrow? And then how does that voice win and keep us kind of frozen and unable to start the momentum of what we want to do to accomplish what our higher self wants to do? And that's us be our best in the gifts that God has given us, right? So let's first off, as a self-aware leader, be honest. We have every single one of us have experienced bouts or dips or seasons of not being motivated. And I don't care how enthusiastic you are. I don't care how dedicated you are as an employee or a leader. We have those days where work is tough. Being a partner or a husband, a wife is tough. Just showing up at a basketball game for your kids, you're just dog tired and want to take a nap. But here's the good news. If you're unmotivated right now, it's not permanent. And I want to share some hard-earned lessons that I've learned about breaking out of these slumps. And as self-aware leaders, we need to dive, as we always do, into the why behind our lack of motivation. And then once we understand clearly, we gain clarity, not the fog. We gain clarity on the why. Then we can move past it effectively. Let's start with the drain of demotivation. Before we get into how to fix things, let's be clear about the costs of low motivation. I want to get into what it's like when you have a lack of energy, you're trying to tackle your goals, and you're just grinning and bearing it, just showing up, just barely doing what you know that needs to get done, but that's about it, and you just feel constantly exhausted. All you want to do is come home, eat, drink a beer, drink some wine, drink some alcohol, and numb out and watch Netflix for 2 or 3 hours and fall asleep on the couch. Well, first, we know productivity takes a nosedive. Without that spark, we're going to drag our feet. Projects that we're in charge of are going to lag. And output, not just for us, but for the whole team, decreases. And you've all seen this. And it's especially, I always credit everything with, relationships. When you're tired and you don't feel good, your partner knows that and can sense that. So can your employees. Now, when we're not feeling it, stress skyrockets. And then when deadlines begin to show up and work begins to pile up, as it does because it doesn't care, doesn't have any emotion, then our anxiety shoots through the roof and we're starting to feel stress. And that stress can pile on, just like linebackers in the NFL. It's like, here's this, pile. And then that causes even more demotivation. One of the things as a self-aware leader that you'll notice too is that self-doubt will creep in. And your ego, which is your enemy, is going to say, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel this way? And then self-criticism erodes confidence and makes us even feel more paralyzed. No wonder we can't do anything. No wonder we're super stuck right now. And then, on top of that, our mental and physical health suffers. It impacts our sleep. It impacts our concentration. It impacts us not wanting to go to the gym. It impacts us eating badly. Then it starts to, fuck with our mental health. And then we get into depression. And that cycle there's leaders, and some of you are out there that have been doing this for years. I know I did. I, by sheer will and just sure, like, I got to do this. I can't be homeless again. Just in drudgery and depression, just worked 12, 15-hour days and just did what I had to do just to survive. And this feeling stuck is tragic. But getting out of it, we have to be strategic. So how do we conquer the motivation monster? So what's the fix? And this is where self-awareness helps you more than anything. This is where self-awareness practices give you a superpower. This is where self-awareness shines. The key to this, the motivation monster, is to pinpoint the why. Why are you feeling unmotivated? Why don't you want to tackle these projects or do these things? Or why is just life in general shitty? Well, number one is the overload. The overload. You have to get good at the art, and we've heard this before, but this is very important. It's an art. Listen to me. The art of no. We have to learn. This is something that took me a lot of time because I didn't care about myself and I didn't have very much self-worth, and I didn't think that I was that important of a person and that I'm not good enough. So self-awareness taught me that I learned those things. So my time wasn't important. So why would I say no? I just said yes to everything. I was just that person that was a victim and sacrificed. Some of you are that way, and you'll do anything and everything and work 4 hours at home. Your boss doesn't know these things. They don't know what you're doing. Now, you could play self-pity and tell them how hard you're working, but that doesn't work either, does it? They don't care. No one cares. The art of no. Learn to protect your time. Saying a simple, I'm over capacity right now, can make a world of difference. Do not be afraid to say that. Say, I could take something on like this, but these other two projects are going to suffer. I'm at full capacity, making sure that we do the best at these two. Every leader will understand that. Majority of leaders will. If you have a leader that doesn't understand that, then you've got problems. I'm over capacity right now. I'm working these two other projects, and I want to make sure that they're done right. I could take this on, but if I do, boss, then I feel like all three of them would suffer. Okay, not a problem. I'll assign this to somebody else. That's how that goes. That's the art of no. Learn the art, not just no. You wouldn't do that with your partner. You're not going to be like, no. You're going to think of like a good explanation, and hopefully you'd be honest and transparent with them. Hey, I'm over capacity right now. Next is distraction elimination. Get rid of the phone buzzing, the text messages, the Tinder apps, the Instagram, the Snapchat, the TikTok. You're using that. That is causing you to be depressed. You have to learn to put your phone up. Andrew Huberman talks about he takes his phone and puts it in a safe. They have time lock machines now. Go put it in another room and leave it charged. That's what I do. I put it in another room and leave it charged. And then I say, hey, when I take my lunch break in 2 hours, I'll look. If you can't do that, you're addicted to your phone. You've got addiction issues. You've got to be able, when you're like, well, I use my phone. No, use your desktop. But stop looking at your emails every 20 minutes. You don't need to do that. The distraction elimination. You've got to get rid of people popping in your office, phones buzzing, emails going off, Slack channels going like crazy. All you're doing is just reacting to everything. You will never be proactive because you're just reacting to fires. Those things can wait. And you're not going to give a good answer. The answers you're giving are so fast. They're not thought out. You're not thought out. You're just instinctively just reacting to something. Where you could take the time to think of the answer, write it out, run it through ChatGPT, see what it has to say, or, Bard, any of these that you're using. The people popping in is a big one. A lot of bosses I have an open door policy. That's fine. That's great. Open door policy means not literally. It means that you have an open heart and you're willing to talk to people and understand people. People will be bored, and if they're not doing their job and being really effective, they're going to bug you. And there's people out there that have personalities where they just like to bug people. They bug their neighbors. They bug the person next to them on the plane. There's people that are super outgoing. They like to talk to everybody. Those people are going to come and knock on your door. Hey, boss, what's going on? Just wanted to talk to you real quick. You can't have that distraction. You have to let people know you have an open door policy. That means you can talk to them about anything, but they need to schedule a meeting, whether it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes, or they can wait to their weekly coaching session. That's the great time. If people know they're going to talk to you every week and you're going to do a quick coaching session with them, that's why I push coaching so much. Self-aware coaching, I'm going to do a whole series on that and dive deep into it. I'm writing a self-aware leader book right now. I'm going to do a self-aware coaching book after. So this overwhelm load of the art of no, distraction, elimination, and then next, prioritize like a pro. List everything. That's why you're in a fog. You have no clarity on your task. Then rank them by urgency and importance. You think this is stupid sounding, but this is what you need to do right now. You need to get a piece of paper out, list everything, categorize it, put family, job, or put each project, whatever I have to do on a piece of paper. I do this all the time. And then list it out. And then put 1, 2, 3. This is the most urgent. This is the second most urgent. This is the third most important thing. And then everything else that's on the list, forget it for right now. Just for right now, forget about it. Only focus on each category, the 3 things that need to get done. And then work on those. You're going to feel so much better. Because at the most, you're going to have 9 things that you need to work on, 6 things that you need to work on. And then crank out those. And I guarantee you, momentum likes winning. That's where energy and momentum, you know what, the team, it's that way. How does a team go to like 13-0 or 12-0? It's very, very simple. It's momentum. Cause number 2. Cause number 1 was the overwhelm overload. Cause number 2 is the burnout. When burnout strikes. Exhaustion kills motivation faster than anything. Exhaustion. And a lot of us as leaders don't know how to schedule our time and put ourselves first. So we just get exhausted with life and reacting to family, reacting to kids, reacting to relatives, reacting to the 2 houses that we own. We're reacting to, the motorcycle and the old car. And, each thing that you buy because you're successful, each material thing you buy requires a lot of attention and time. And you don't have that. You don't need those things. Get one thing that makes you happy or one hobby that you can focus on and then focus on that. Like for me, I love working out. So having a workout gym at my house is important. And then being able to read books, and I collect books and study leadership. Those are important to me. So reading and working out is what I'm going to pretty much do. Listening to podcasts, going for walks. Those are really important things for me so that I don't get exhausted. And that leads me to harness your peak hours. Notice when your energy is high, and then that's when you do the projects. That's when you do the complex work. That's when you do the urgent work. And then those routine, dumb managerial tasks that you do, you should try to dish those off to somebody else. But if you can't, do those in your afternoon slump time. Those are things that you don't have to do to think. Wait, they can wait. They're not that urgent. You want to do those first because they're the easiest and they don't require any thought when you're demotivated. But you need to do those when you don't have to think. Those are low priority tasks. Next, breaks are your friend. Don't be a hero. You can step away and do a conference call with a walk. You can do a meeting or a coaching section at a close by coffee shop or go to lunch with the person. Even a 5-minute meditation app where you close your door with the do not disturb sign on it, cut the lights out and do a 5-minute meditation app is going to be your friend. Breaks are your friend. It is so good to get out and walk and be in the sunlight. These fluorescent lights are horrific. If you are in an office all day long sitting, you have to go for a walk multiple times a day. Best time to do it is when you're doing a phone call. Get some really good EarPod Pros, whatever, noise canceling, put them on and go for a walk and make the phone call. You're getting your energy flowing. My conversations are way better when I have them while I'm walking. Walking is the best thing you can do for your exercise, I'm telling you. Work-life balance is non-negotiable. Avoid the 24/7 trap. You don't need to do this. If you're having to work that hard, your systems are fucked. You should have systems in place that allows you not to work so many hours. 4 to 6 hours is all you need to do every day. Now, you may pop in and do a 20-minute email or 30-minute or this or that, but hire an assistant. You say, well, I don't have the money to hire an assistant and I got to do all this stuff. Put systems in place that allow you to do it. And yes, you do have the money to hire an assistant because you can hire one out of the Philippines. I do that very, very inexpensively. Why are you posting and doing social media stuff when you can hire somebody for a couple $100 a month to handle all that for you? It's that cheap, guys. Look, go online. There's onlinejobs.ph. That stands for the Philippines. Onlinejobs.ph. Post what you want on there, what you need on there. Put what you can afford and see how many applications you get for that job. Especially if they're minimal tasks. If you got to do Excel sheets and it's the same Excel sheets over and over again, and it takes you a couple hours to do them, let somebody else do them. I've tried a lot of different countries. I love the Philippines the best because I love Filipinos' personality, one. Number two, they learn English from kindergarten. So they speak English really, really well. If they don't hire them. If their English is bad, then they're new and they don't understand and know. So when you have a Google Meet call with them or a Zoom call with them, use your video. Tell them it's going to be a video call. Don't not have a video. Have a video call with them. And if they speak English good and you like them as a person and their qualifications are good, hire them. They're inexpensive. I have 27 Filipino people that I have hired right now. Isn't that crazy? Because I like it. They do as much as work as any American can do, and I'm paying a third less, and they're getting a great wage, and they're happy with their family for what they're making. So it helps all the different businesses that I have. That's what I use for a lot of the tasks. And then if you really want to go full bore on it, then you hire a Filipino person that manages all them. Maybe you want to hire 5 of them. And that would be equal to people that you would hire locally. You hire 5 of them and hire a project manager and have that person is the only person you talk to, and then they handle everything. Maybe you want a graphic designer, a video person, whatever it is. Like I said, a personal assistant hardly costs anything. That will work with your calendar, work with your emails. They can run things through ChatGPT. You can send them voice messages. It's that simple. And then they transcribe the voice messages and run it through ChatGPT and send an email out. It's going to be better than what you're sending out. Next, and I don't want to get into all of that, but work-life balance is non-negotiable. Figure out systems. If you're working too much, it's a systems problem. It's not you. It's a systems problem. Number 3, fear of failure syndrome. If perfectionism and worry are keeping you stuck, consider these mind shifts. Aim for good enough. Messy first drafts are better than no drafts. You can always revive things later. I never understood dance. I always do things version 1.0, version 2.0, version 3.0, version 4.0. Why is something so fixed? No project should ever be one and done. There's very rare that they are. We're always going to improve things. Oh, we're going to build a social media system? Well, here's version 1.0. We're going to do a marketing system for TikTok. Here's version 1.0. And we're going to build that out and create a system exactly how everything's going to be done on that. Whether it's running TikTok ads or posting on TikTok with video making, whatever it may be. This is version 1.0. Because guess what? We always evolve, adapt, and improve, don't we? That's the law of the universe. So then I'm going to turn around. That project gets done, 1.0. We run that for 6 months. Then we're going to work on 2.0. And we're going to take everything that we learned from 1.0 and we're going to include it into 2.0. We're going to delete things that is not effective that we've learned in the last 6 months. And we're going to have a team meeting and talk about this. This is so important, guys. Stop thinking things have to get done and they're done in once. Or you've got to solidify this and it has to be. It's not perfect. It's a version. Coders do this with coding and stuff, right? You're never done on a software. You're always updating things. Why do we think that we have to have this perfect? You don't. First drafts are better than no drafts, right? Build momentum with starting habits. Simple routines you do before diving into work prime your brain and reduce resistance. For me, it's listening to worship music. For me, that are classical music or even like trance music. I love all of those. I put that in, that primes my brain to get ready to go. We're going to work on this project. Let's go. Whatever it is, what reduces resistance that makes you feel happy and good? Maybe it's putting on, for me, sometimes in the morning, I put on CNBC. I love stocks. I love to buy stocks. So I'm listening to that on the TV in my office in the background. Maybe for you, it's Sports Center or whatever it is, some YouTube videos. Get yourself pumped up, ready to work. Make a habit. Athletes do this, so should you. Blur preparation and action. Ease into tough tasks by starting with small prep-related steps. Often you'll find yourself just hopping in and starting to do it. It's like when the hardest part of going to the gym is going to the gym, right? The actual going. It's not the gym stuff that you do. Once you're there, you're pretty much, for the most part, will do some form of exercise. It's just getting there. Then last one. This is a long podcast today. Hope you guys are still staying with me. Haven't tuned me out. Cause number 4, the apathy attack. When you don't care about the work, finding that drive can feel impossible, doesn't it? Well, I want you to try these 3 things, and then we'll be done. Remember your why. Write down the real reasons you need this job. You have to write this down. Why do I want this job? Why do I need this job? Why is this job so important? Why is this project going to be key? Version 1.0 of this project, why is it so important? And then keep those reasons visible around you. As you're demotivated, you're going to read those. You'll be like, damn it, I need to start. It'll take like less than 2 or 3 days of seeing that little sticky note of the why it's important, and then you'll start the project. And take your time. Maybe it takes 2 or 3 days, and then you're going to go full bore in. You know how many times I've been demotivated to do something, and it's taking me like 3 or 4 hours to get done, and then I'm like, what the hell? That was stupid. This was easy. It actually wasn't that bad and kind of enjoyable. Next, connect for a cause. Socializing with colleagues creates community and a sense of shared purpose. If you're demotivated about doing something as a leader, have a team meeting on it. Say, hey guys, I need your input on this. You don't say, I'm demotivated. Don't say that. Say, hey guys, I need your input on this. I'm starting this project. Before I start, I want to get as much good information as I can. And that'll motivate you because they're going to get motivated about the project. And maybe in that moment, you can dish some stuff off to other people. And maybe they can help you do part of your PowerPoint or do your PowerPoint while you do this, and they can do this part. People will do extra work if they feel like they can help you out. If you're a good leader, people are going to want to help you out. Next, seek new challenges. Ask for more. Propose new initiative. Growth is a powerful motivator. Go to your boss and you don't have to tell me you're demotivated. Just say, hey boss, what's going on? I kind of want to know a little bit about, the vision, the future, what we got going on for the rest of 2024. Is there any new projects you've been putting off that you really would like to look at for 2024? Something that we could do. I'm going to make this little X project on the side. And I really wanted to talk to you first before we go into this direction. And I feel like what you're saying aligns with this perfectly. So can you give me about 2 weeks, and then I'm going to come up with a presentation or a paper on exactly how we can accomplish this. And I think my team would love to be able to take on this new project. If you're doing same old, and it's like, do something new, do something exciting, create. You're creative. We're universal beings that create. That's what we do. You're listening to something from somebody that somebody created, right? And I want you to know this. You've got this. I'm cheering you on. You've got this. Don't expect to be motivated 100% of the time. It doesn't work. But you can build mental muscle to break out of motivation ruts faster. You can notice and be self-aware enough, be self-aware enough to notice the rut and pop out of it pretty quickly. So this, I'll do it tomorrow. Let's make each day count.
Thank you for tuning in to the Self-Aware Leader Podcast with host Jason Rigby. We hope this episode has inspired you to unleash your full potential and embrace your inner leadership. By expanding your consciousness, you can transform your mind, body, and soul and become the remarkable leader you were always meant to be. If you found this episode valuable, please share it with your loved ones and help us expand our community. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to having you join us again on the Self-Aware Leader Podcast.